Spirit of camaraderie, brilliant. Now, the next award is the Sir Henry Royce Foundation Australian Apprentice of the Year Award. And I'm going to invite a whole host of people to come up because in the spirit of camaraderie, there's a whole family involved in this. James Bache, Paul Bache, would you come up, please? Tony Samet, would you come up, please? Keith Mortimer, would you grace us with your presence, please? If you just want to stand over here. Okay, let me introduce you to the cast. Immediately on my left, we have Keith Mortimer, Victorian President. Jumping down to the far end, we've got James Bache, who prefers to be called Jimmy, and he's about to receive the Australian Apprentice of the Year Award. We also have his father beside him, Paul Bache, and I think it's fabulous to see both of them here. And they're here tonight as guests of the New South Wales Club, so thank you for that, New South Wales. And then we have Jimmy's employer, Tony Samet from UK Motors. And Keith's role will be revealed in a minute. Okay, so what we've got for James, if you'd come up here, please. There's several things we have to go through. The official award, which you don't get to keep, do you know what it is?
I do not.
Okay. It's a trembler coil box from a ghost, an early ghost. You don't get to keep it because it goes back to Bill Allsop House, but your name goes on the side. So you get to hold it for a start. That's the first thing. It gets better. Then you get your citation, which reads, the Sir Henry Royce Foundation Australia presents the Australian Apprentice of the Year 2025, Mr. James Bache, awarded to encourage your continued study into the repairs and restoration of Rolls-Royce and Bentley motor cars. James is in his second year, and although, sorry? Third. Sorry, my technical error. And of the number of people who were nominated for this award, we decided that James really looked like he had fantastic potential. And we know that in the future, we need people who will be able to work on our cars, look after them, service them. And so if in 20 years James gives up on them, he's giving back the award. And then lastly, the cheque for $1,000. Congratulations. You can just put those behind you there. And Jimmy has a few words he'd like to say.
I've prepared a little speech tonight. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for this award. It means the world to me. Thank you to Bill Kington and Brian Crump for inviting myself, my dad, and my boss Tony up to this amazing event. It's a pleasure to be here and see all of you and your cars. When I first started working on these cars, I quickly learned that a Rolls-Royce with no oil leaks is a Rolls-Royce with no oil in it.
That's a Jaguar.
I've grown up all around these cars, from my dad having a Turbo R when I was born, a Continental GT, and a Bentley T Coupe later down the track. I've always had a passion for older cars, especially British ones. I've also always wanted to be a mechanic, but not just a normal mechanic. I wanted to be something special. So on my year 11 school holidays, my dad got me some work experience with Tony Sabnett at UK Motors, where he gets his Bentley service. So I put in the hard yards, waking up at 5 a.m. in the middle of winter for a 2-hour bus ride to work, immediately working alongside Tony and learning more than my brain could comprehend. Those 2 weeks flew past and Tony offered me an apprenticeship. Little did I know it would change my life forever. 2 years later, I'm running the workshop in charge of all mechanical repairs, servicing, stock take of parts and oils, and much more. So I want to give a massive thank you to my boss, Tony Sabnett, for teaching me and giving me the opportunity of a lifetime. And to the New South Wales Rolls-Royce Club for giving my dad and I the experience of the Federal Rally and putting on this amazing show. Thank you.
Well done.
Right, thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
And I think that little speech gives you an indication as to why the trustees really believed that this was the right person to receive the award. Well done. Mr. Mortimer, you're up here for a reason. Not just your jacket, but another reason.
Thank you, Brian. We are very lucky. We're here amongst fabulous friends, amazing vehicles, and a wonderful preservation of history. But to keep this going, we need this generation and support of the businesses that support us. In recognition of this, the Victorian branch would like to award Jimmy, appropriately, complete with the 70s mullet, I believe, which is appropriate. Complimentary membership of the Victorian Club for the term of his apprenticeship, plus 2 years further.
Oh, excellent.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Jimmy, someone who's preserving our wonderful vehicles, both old and new, and allowing us to enjoy what we enjoy.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, you get... Jimmy, don't go away. You get to keep those. That goes back to Bill Ellsworth House. Your name gets inscribed on it.
Can I get a photo of that later?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, and thank you. The Foundation believes you need to know the history of every Rolls-Royce and Bentley car in the country. So we are very proud also to present you with a copy of Rolls-Royce and Bentley in the Sunburnt Country, the first 50 years in Australia, and updated by two very famous people who have signed the front of it, Tom Clark and David Neely. So that's your bedtime reading.
Love it. Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
Wow.
Nearly finished. All right, we now move on to the Foundation Trophy. And I would ask Ralph Appleby to come up, please.